Hey guys, it's Tarot and Beyond. In today's Pick a Card reading, we are going to be looking at Lightbody activations. So this has been something I've been seeing coming up in my own sort of behind the scenes spiritual work, and I've been seeing this repeating pattern around the wings in multiple different ways within my own experience and in client sessions. So we're going to be looking at the wings today. What are your wings doing? Where's the stage of development? Is there healing that needs to be done here for your wings? And for those of you who don't even know what the wings are, we're going to be talking about that as well. So we've got the three options as usual today. Group number 1 is like the rainbow wings, group 2 is the white light rings, and then group 3 has more of like a sort of amethyst look to it. So if you feel called to more than one group as usual, use your intuition to guide you to the messages within those readings that feel like they are for you. If you're even drawn to all of the readings, just again, listen and receive, discern what is for your soul, what is not. I'm here to provide the activations, healing, and messages that are for your greatest and highest good, and your greatest and highest good only. All right, make your selection, and we'll see you in your readings. All right, hi group number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose this particular image of the wings. So this one, the prompt to generate the image was around rainbow, the rainbow light. So it does feel like there's a rainbow light activation going on for you guys. The rainbow light is connected to multiple spectrums or frequencies of energy, and it's also prismatic. I'm seeing a prism in my mind's eye, and this actually came up as a synchronicity several times over the last week or so. And the prism is basically like this refractory vessel that takes pure white light and splits it into the different color frequencies or color spectrums. These are also related to consciousness. The wings here relating to a light body activation. They did just give me the phrase 7 seals. Yes, so this is the 7 chakras, and this is the rainbow body, the rainbow frequency. So you guys are probably going through rainbow body, light body activations of the wings. Okay, so we're going to get some messages from the cards. So let's dive in and let spirit bring through. I do feel like we're going to be doing some healing here today as well, group number 1. I'm just getting that intuitive hit that we're going to be doing some energetic healing. You may actually be receiving a rainbow light body activation today from myself and spirit. So without further ado, let's get into your cards and see what's coming up from them first. And I think we'll do the rainbow activation as we're called. Oh, that was so fast. Rare Success, Goddess Shi Wang Mu, and Stromatolite. Okay, the crystal goddess number 888. I just learned today from Spirit that 888 can be about these higher level diamond coding of the soul. Coding, not coding. So the coding of this 888 is base 12 math, which is 12 times 12. That's 12 strand DNA that activates the entire light body and gets the whole rainbow body into cohesion. That's what they're saying, cohesion. Okay. So it shall be, Ascended Master, Babaji, and Diamond. Yeah, it's the diamond codes. Okay, so you guys are getting diamond codes unlocking in your soul blueprint is what they're showing me. And this is activating the light body in the rainbow frequency. Again, diamond that's the prism. It refracts the white light and turns it into the multi-spectrum. That's why we see all the colors. And it's the same thing, when I'm looking at someone clairvoyantly and I see the aura, it is white light coming in. I see it like coming in through the crown chakra, and then it projects through the body as like a prism, and the body distorts it, but not in a bad way, into these different frequencies of colors. So it's like red around the root chakra, orange sacral, and then up from there through the color spectrum. I feel this card. Green, Grace for the Grand Gesture, Archangel Raphael, and Malachite. So heart chakra, the wings do project out of the back of the heart chakra, and they can be symbolic and represent being in service to others, and they can also be literal in the sense that there's like these energetic off jets from the 2 points or meridians on the back of the heart chakra around the shoulder blades. So quite literally, sometimes I'll see light beings clairvoyantly who have these sort of like energy plasma wings. That's what they look like to me, plasma wings, because it's energy that's just so powerfully exuding from the heart chakra that it expands out the back and looks like wings, even though they're not like feathered, you know, it's like light wings. But sometimes I will see like actual feathered wings on people, or pixie wings, fairy wings, butterfly wings. I've seen all sorts. Dragon wings, you know, it varies. All of them are different layers of the soul blueprint expressing themselves either through that symbolism or through the energy itself. So anyways, you've got something here about an energetic activation of the heart chakra, the diamond heart. I would advise looking that up on Ascension Glossary Group number 1. The diamond heart, Spirit has been directing me to that specifically for the past several weeks, and I've been doing research into it and understanding what that means. And they would like you to do that as well if you're not familiar with the term. So you can go to ascensionglossary.com, type in diamond heart into the search function, and it should come up. If I can remember, I will link it below, but if not, Google is your friend here. So, rare success, so it shall be, grace for the grand gesture. I feel like you are being given a massive, massive upgrade. I feel this card as well, so let me put it down before I forget. Massive upgrade to the heart chakra, activating this diamond heart consciousness and the diamond frequency of the light body that is going to facilitate a rare success. I'm seeing golden codes as well. They're showing me the color gold. So the color spectrum of gold is very pure, super high vibrational, and it emits a lot of energy. So it doesn't take in energy. So it's very purifying, or gold is very pure in its essence. It's very it's hard to corrupt gold, okay? So, there's something here about being connected to this pure frequency within your heart. This activates the light body. All of the chakras turn on, and this is going to allow grace so that you can create something in your reality. So it shall be, and rare success. Let me see what this is. Nourishment, Angel Isda and Carnelian. 444, and you also have 444 here, 2 crystal angel number 444s. So you're anchoring this into the light body. I saw 611 on the recording time. That's anytime I see a number with 2 ones after it, I know this is an activation. So you guys, this is definitely an activation for you, group 1. I'm seeing purification. I'm also getting ruby codes for you. So you've got emerald codes, ruby codes, diamond codes, gold codes. Like there's so much that is unlocking here from your soul blueprint. Okay. I want to get some of these cards. Spirit always guides me to the particular decks that are meant to be used in the readings to bring through the messages or the coding. Echinacea, Destiny. The Ouroboros really standing out there. So that's a very symbolic image that can unlock certain things. There's shadow to it, and there's also light to it. So, I mean, that's kind of with everything, but I'm seeing this as a cycle. And they're talking about nourishment with this card here, and then the snake is eating its own tail. So I feel like this is an infinite cycle of self-nourishment that's happening, that you're unlocking within this light body activation, so that you don't have to, they said closed loop system versus open loop system. So the closed loop system is bi-wave, which is, it's like the split or the duality. The unity consciousness is Trinity. So this is tri-wave energy that we're talking about here, which allows you to access more of your own infinite source energy. Right? So you're not reliant on anyone else outside of you for energy. You don't need to, like take on energy. They're showing me the rain clouds here, cleansing and purification. I'm getting, they just said holy fire. Okay, this is like really intense, group number 1. Very, very esoteric. Milk thistle, peaceful warrior. Nourishment again. Look, she's got, she's the breast milk. Nourishment, really important here. Spiritual nourishment, soul level nourishment. I'm feeling like this is very much to do with your soul having its vital force energy needs met. And it's happening through the heart center and through these different rays of activations that are going on. St. John's wort with radiance. Radiance. My voice almost cracked when I said that. So a throat chakra upgrade is what Spirit just said. Okay, upgrade to the throat chakra. Giving you grace to transform and transcend. I just noticed she's naked there. I'm just going to leave it and see if YouTube flags it. If they do, whatever. I'm sick and tired of trying to cover them up all the time. So stupid. Let our bodies be free. So anyway, radiance. I'm seeing like radiance within the soul, light activation within the soul, turning on these dormant codes, unlocking this infinite source or well of energy. They just said well of energy within the self, connected to the divine. I'm seeing a lot of purification happening. The sacred fire again is important here. So you may have some Kundalini activations or some kind of purification, because I see fire a lot of the time as purification. Trust, Bobansana. DNA codes, unlocking, definitely for sure. Okay, I'm seeing time spirals. Time spirals, DNA spirals. These are all connected because the light body is connected to the physical body and the genetics. So when we do light body activations, when we activate our wings, we also activate the physical DNA. They're two sides of that same energy. One impacts the other and vice versa. When you're doing heart chakra healing, this is what they're really emphasizing. And they keep bringing me back to malachite. So some of you are being advised to work with malachite because it helps to purge and purify and cleanse the heart chakra. So if there's any density that's been stuck in there, that's been distorting your light, they're showing me like a smoky veil over top of that rainbow light frequency, and it's like sucking out the poison or removing that density is going to help the light to go through in a pure way so that you get the full spectrum of frequency coming out. And you're going to see this at the DNA level as well. I'm seeing a lot of purification of the physical body for you, group number 1. So you may be going through some ascension-like symptoms where you need extra rest, or you're having purging-like symptoms, maybe aches and pains, inflammation, getting temporarily sick. You know, the way that you can tell if it's an ascension symptom and not an actual illness, although sometimes they will also overlap or coincide, is if you get sick in like a very short period of time. So like, for example, sometimes in the past when I'm going through a lot of DNA upgrades and things like that, first of all, Spirit will let me know that that's happening in advance, and then they'll walk me through the process of integrating that DNA activation or that light body activation, etc. And then for the next couple days, I will feel really tired. I sometimes have a hard time sleeping. My body gets really achy. I start to feel like I'm getting sick, and I'll have symptoms of being sick, like my nose gets stuffed up, my eyes get itchy. It's almost like allergies, or I feel pressure or inflammation in the body, but then it's gone within like 3 days. Right? So it's not like it lasts for a week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever. Sometimes it can, but it's usually pretty short-lived when you're going through intense activations like this. They come in hot and heavy, they're intense, and then they fade away. Larger activations from the sun, they're actually showing me solar activations that have been coming in recently. They're wanting me to talk about this with you, Group 1. There has been plasma and gamma ray activations, photonic activations coming in from the sun. So X-class, M-class flares, they're telling me, have been significant. I haven't checked spaceweather.com, so I don't know. I haven't been looking at the Schumann resonance. I used to do that all the time, and now I'm just like, whatever, I feel it. I don't need to check, but they're telling me to mention that to you guys. Maybe you're meant to be checking those and kind of adjusting your day-to-day routines in accordance with what's going on in space and how that's affecting us here on Earth and your physical body. Because yes, incoming light frequencies in that actual physical form, very demanding. That's the word I want to use. Demanding on the physical body. It's not hard on the body. It can be, but it's more like demanding. So you need extra food, extra nourishment. Oh, that's why they said nourishment. That just came out of my mouth. You need food, group number 1. So make sure you're eating healthy, you're nourishing yourself with healthy sleep and vital force energy. Do Reiki or any kind of energetic healing to support this as well. Cleanse your frequency. They're showing me tuning forks. Yeah, sound healing. Sound healing is going to be your best friend right now, group 1, to help clear out any distortions and anchor in this light activation. Drink plenty of water. They are showing me mother's milk, and they said the word ambrosia. And this is kind of related to something that they were teaching me about before in regard to this like nectar of the gods. And I remember this came up in a previous reading. I'm just going to put this down so I don't forget. I actually feel both of these. Okay, hold on. Once I get channeling, you know, I need to like go with it. So anyway, there was something that came up in a previous reading, group number 1, around that nectar of the gods. And what they were showing me was like this amber-like liquid light that comes through the upper chakras and filters in through the pineal gland in the brain. And then it can act as a source of actual nourishment for the physical body to help go through these DNA upgrades or light body activations. And I had a comment from somebody, they said, oh shoot, I can't remember what it was like Christ oil or some kind of holy oil. And then I Googled it and there's like a whole bunch of books on it and there's all this information. And I'm like, whoa, I had no idea. Spirit was telling me this information. And I'm like, what is that? So, they're recommending you guys look that up as well, because there's something about that may become accessible to you and will help you in your successful embodiment of this light. Something about that Christed oil through the pineal gland, okay? All right, let's keep going. This is such an intense reading. You have Valerian with acceptance. Look at that energy coming down from the sky, lightning bolts, you know, this is activations. Anytime I see lightning bolts, usually it's associated with activations. Yeah, they do want me to talk about the rat. Okay, I actually just wrote down that as a synchronicity in my synchronicities journal, and I channeled some information about it. I just saw 1555. Okay, so the rat, what they were telling me was that the rat can represent an infiltration or distortion. 1611. Yeah, you keep getting this 611 code. And so anywhere that there were like rats, kind of like moles, but not quite the same, something about that. They're wanting you to know that there were forces that were trying to work against you to prevent these upgrades from happening, to prevent your light body from fully getting activated like this. For those of you who are in my readings, I'm sure that you're aware that there are dark forces. This is a spiritual war, but it doesn't have to be an aggressive one. It can be peaceful and loving, at least on our part, right? So you guys are being made aware of some of these infiltrations that went on to prevent you from activating your wings fully. That's what they're telling me. And this may have actually impeded your progress physically in terms of you manifesting and creating an aligned reality for yourself, or getting onto your highest timeline, or having this grace to be able to heal physically, because the heart chakra can also be to do with physical healing. Same thing with this ruby energy of the root chakra. So you may have had, they said, slip-ups when it came to anchoring or embodying this energy. Shisandra, grace. Look, you have grace and grace. Okay, so you're being given a lot of holy grace, which is basically this energy that helps you to accept, right? Didn't we just have, yeah, Valerian was acceptance, and it's 44, 8. Yeah, lots of coding. So it feels like a lot of this is grace that's coming in to help you to bring awareness to things that were impeding you or that were impacting you negatively, and being able to release those. So the grace really helps in being able to accept and understand something, and then you basically take your power back as soon as you accept something and you step into peace. It doesn't have power over you anymore, and that's what leads to success. And this golden coding, golden timeline, they said, golden timeline, okay, with the rare success. So you guys are able to connect to, I'm just going to make room because they're calling me to get more cards, so we're going to try and fit as many as we can. They're calling me to mention that you guys are, again, going through these massive upgrades, and so there is a need to rest, because you're breaking free from some quite heavy stuff here, group number 1. Okay, they are actually directing me to the goddess deck. I saw 1911. Yeah, lots of just like initiation codes, activation codes. Yep. Ooh, Lilith, the first woman. I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose the life that I desire to live. Yeah, so this is you breaking free from some dark programming, like dark Lilith. Dark moon Lilith could be part of this as well if you're into astrology. There's something about feeling nourished and provided for. They keep bringing me that energy. That's going to help you to activate this light frequency. Look at the light frequency in the heart, both of these cards. Can you see? It's very much centering around the heart, even here. So the heart chakra needs to be clear and removed, the pain removed from it. Through the grace is going to help with that. I'm seeing you being able to choose a life that feels aligned with you. So I think some of these distorted templates or these like rats in the system were trying to get you stuck into these time loops or time cycles where you felt disempowered, rejected, or quite literally oppressed. Is the energy they're giving me is oppression. And it's your destiny to break free from this, being the peaceful warrior. I just forgot that we had this card here and they directed me back to it. And I did mention this is a spiritual war, but we are peaceful warriors. So how does that make sense? Well, because our weapon is love. Our shield is light. You know, it's peace. That's how we combat the darkness. It's not through aggression. It's not through any kind of force, right? Because what we put our energy into, we expand. So we want to be in the peace, in the acceptance, in the grace, because that's how we combat this. Mary of Nazareth, the Mother of God. Wow, I am blessed. My courage gives birth to the divine. You are blessed, group number 1. You are blessed with this grace of God. Mary of Nazareth, the Mother of God. You've got a lot of mother. They said mother arc. So this is very divine feminine I'm seeing here. You've got, Lilith was just the first feminine. They guided me not to cover up the nakedness in these cards. So it's like embracing your pure essence of your feminine self. Even if you're a masculine, we all have both. So we have to balance both. And look at that, the light wings. She's got her wings here. Heart chakra, sacred fire. They said again in my head, sacred fire. Wow. Okay, I'm just gonna ask from the Divine Tarot, or Tarot of the Divine, what you need to do to embody these light codes and to get onto your highest timeline, to use this grace, with grace, to nourish yourself and be this peaceful warrior. Break free from those time cycles that were limiting you or keeping you stuck in misaligned physical embodiments, is what they said. Okay. 2 of Cups, inner union. This is very heart chakra based. It could even be relationship based because you have the heart chakra, which is to do with our relationship with self and other. So there's a lot to do with balancing and harmonizing. They're reminding me that you have these 2 cups here in the Grace card in the Shisandra. So it's kind of reminding me of the Temperance card in the tarot. And you can see the 2 cups here in the 2 of Cups. So it's like you're harmonizing, you're alchemizing, you're mixing, you're creating the right right dilution, they said. But yeah, there's something about being able to bring harmony to the heart, healing the heart. Relationship pain may be something that needs to be released here as well. The Knight of Wands. Again, I'm getting sacred fire, but I'm also seeing distortions here. They're showing me the horns, the horned god. Oh yeah, so that's probably some of, they said Baphomet distortions. Oh my God, okay. This is such a deep esoteric reading. This is not going to be for everyone, but for those of you who understand what I'm talking about, if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you will understand. Something about Baphomet distortions, okay? So looking at some of those satanic things, unpacking it so that you can step back into grace and know that you are an empowered divine creator being. And those things, those old codes, those imprinted or implanted codes cannot contain you. They cannot prevent you from being on your highest timeline. Bringing awareness to them is going to free you from that. Another knight, Knight of Swords. Look at this warrior energy. Knights are very much about like this warrior energy, their quest. They're on a quest. You guys are definitely on a mission here. You are missionaries, they just said. Yeah, missionaries. So those of you who are drawn to group number 1, you guys are missionaries of the light. You are blessed with the grace of God. They said anointed ones, chosen ones. So you are here to do the work of God, bringing heaven to earth. And you do this primarily through the purification of the physical vessel, is what they're telling me. So as you purify your body, you purify the light body. As you cleanse dark emotions or densities of fear, pain, distortions of they're giving me like satanic rituals and stuff that were enforced on the earth, and you're here to transmute a lot of it through this grace that you have. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to experience those things. It just means you need to see them, understand them, and then release it, like not allow it to have power over you in those mind control systems. 9 of Swords, talk about mind control. Holy shit, here we go. 9 of Swords, that is the mind control system that they try to keep you stuck in. And that's that old template. So they want you to break free from anxiety, fear, distortions, lack, feeling oppressed. They keep bringing you back to oppression, like you can't follow your truth or do what you feel called to do, or that you're not supported, or that you're not going to be nourished. This could relate to the physical body and health, or it could relate to even like finances or feeling supported or loved, because the mother energy is here. Looking at mother wounds could be significant to this as well. They're telling me child slavery. Oh God, this goes really deep. Yeah, that's definitely part of that Luciferian imprint. Whoa. Did you guys see that? I don't know if the camera picked that up, but the lights just flashed. Electrical distortions, yeah. This is a huge activation, group number 1. If you're still here, you are a powerful soul, and you are meant to combat the distortions of that satanic ritualistic bullshit that they have been using to control the masses and to harvest loosh energy. Ugh, yuck, I hate that. Look at this, 6 of Wands, we're winning. This is the warrior card, successful, returning from battle, having achieved this victory. So you're a light warrior, a peaceful light warrior, group number 1, and this activation is going to help you do your job and fulfill this mission, which is to eradicate that darkness from within yourself. Because as you are connected to the collective, as you heal this within yourself, these templates, these fear programs, this slavery, mental slavery, or even physical oppression through, they said physical harm, and that can mean many different things. As you purify and cleanse this within yourself, you make that healing, that grace accessible to the collective, to those who are not as aware, to those who are not as actively dutiful in their service. So you're helping to heal people, the world, really, because you are transmuting this darkness by purifying it within yourself, by returning to that diamond frequency, doing this heart purification and fulfilling this mission with courage and grace. And you're so protected by this courage and this grace. Okay, they said get some of these cards. Clairaudience. Archangel Zadkiel, notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. So I think teaming up is what I'm getting from this card, actually. Teaming up with spirit, listening for guidance. I can't tell you how invaluable it has been being able to hear clairaudiently the messages from spirit. And sometimes it's not super clear, sometimes it's very clear. It depends, but it will show me an indication of what I need to work on, and they'll give me hints and clues all the time. So there's something here about hearing and listening in the mind. You know, this actually came up in a client session I had the other day. They were asking about, like the message that Spirit brought through was being able to listen to your mind. And the client was asking me, well, you know, is that how clairaudience comes through? Is it just like your own thoughts? And I'm like, yeah, basically. I mean, that's kind of what it sounds like. Like when I'm talking to Spirit in my mind telepathically, it sounds mostly like my own thoughts, but at least in the beginning it did for sure. But now I can tell the difference between what's an incoming thought or outgoing thought. What's an incoming thought, like it feels literally like it's coming in, it's being dropped in the inbox, I'm receiving it, I'm not creating it. The other aspect of it is that you can start to hear the difference between like cadence, grammar, the way that they speak, different even like frequencies of the voice. It can sound higher or lower than my own in my head. So you can start to like tell who you're talking to. And a big part of this is also being able to feel clearly so that you can discern between what is of the light and what is not. But they're talking about clairaudience, so being able to receive information telepathically, I think, is going to be a big thing. Now, the other thing they wanted to mention here is about teamwork. This means working with your guides, your higher self, your highest self, source, whatever, all of it, right? All of it. But they're also talking about actually teaming up with people in the physical, other light workers, which is why I was called to start this channel. It's not just to provide readings or guidance. It's actually to do healing and activations and to call us together so that we can support each other and we can do our missions here. So, this is kind of what I'm seeing is like being in connection to other people, having conversations about these things is going to help to flesh it out. And I know as a clairaudient being myself, sometimes I will channel during conversations, like it will just come out of my mouth. I'll have a question to something, I'll start talking to someone about it, and it will just reveal itself. That's very clairaudient, you know, it's not always just hearing in your own mind. Sometimes you'll just kind of like spit it out of your mouth and then have to be like, oh, okay, that literally just brought through that information without realizing it. So pay attention to how you're communicating with other people, because there could be codes of information within that are going to help you to balance and harmonize. This can also be about communicating in relationships, right? I mean, love, romance, because that's going to help to heal the heart too. Communicate with your partner if you're in a relationship. Communicate with yourself. Your divine feminine and masculine can have a healthier relationship. 3111. That's going to help to activate this light body, rainbow frequency, diamond codes, golden timeline, and the wings. Okay, so that was a lot. Group number 1, if you're still with me, thank you so much for being here. You are a blessing on earth. Thank you for sharing this grace with the planet. Be your highest divine light is what I want to say. That's what's coming through. So be your highest divine light. Remember who you are. Release all that is not you, and hold grace through the... They're saying seraphim, that's the angels, yeah. Okay, seraphim DNA coding could be important here too. That's going to help to purify the heart and release some of the density of the suffering, the phantom, those like distorted matrix systems. And then you break free, you're victorious in the mind, which is where the battle is really fought a lot of the time. And then you're going to come out feeling a lot more supported, both physically, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. Okay, so that is what I see for you, group number 1. I hope this reading was helpful. And before we go, sorry, hold on. Wait. Let's do a light body activation. They're saying a lot of it was in the reading itself and in the coding that was brought through during the reading and the information that is activating in and of itself. But they are giving me the go-ahead to give you guys a little bit of an upgrade to your imprint, is what they just said, an upgrade to your imprint. This is kind of like the blueprint of the soul. So we're just going to like update the system a little bit, basically. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to hold space for you if you would like to consent to receive this upgrade. If it feels in alignment with you, check in with yourself. If you get a yes from your soul, you can just, give consent, say yes in your head or nod your head, whatever feels right for you. All right, so we're going to start bringing through that light code energy now across time and space to connect with you. I see it coming in through the heart chakra. It's actually radiating up into the throat, all over the face too. So it's like from the chest up, I'm really seeing it. Strong energy there. Helping to dispel the distortions is what Spirit said. Dispel the distortions of the false programs, especially related to love and connection to other beings and being able to trust other beings and trust yourself, to have discernment around what is dark and what is light, and how to integrate those within yourself. That's the grace. Yeah, okay. All right, and I'm seeing those light body activations taking place. I'm seeing the Merkaba spinning faster and faster and faster, activating the back of the light body there in the wing area. Yeah, I'm seeing the diamond codes clairvoyantly. It's beautiful. And then the rainbow light emitting from the diamond codes, and it's all happening in well, it's in the vertical power current, the column of light, the pillar of light around the body, but I'm also seeing it through that diamond activation in the heart center. All right, returning to your remembrance. Final ascension process, they said. Final ascension process. Activation of that next stage of the mission, they said. So tune into your inner knowing around what that is. Pay attention to synchronicities, messages, psychic information that's coming through. Meditate on it, and then return to that knowing of your mission. Yeah, it's imprinted there in the soul. And it's just coming up to be remembered now. All right, group number 1, I think that's everything. Sending you so many blessings of love, light, grace, peace, unity, personal power, sovereignty, and freedom for your greatest and highest good. Thank you so much for being on the channel here with me today, and here on Earth. Go team. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the image of the white light wings. So this is going to be a reading activating you to this white light embodiment. That's what I'm getting right away. So you guys are coming into a state of purification. I'm getting the energy of innocence as well. So stepping back into innocence or embracing more of your own inner innocence, really lighting that up, shining a spotlight, a very bright spotlight on the innocence within. Yeah, they're showing me all of these representations of innocence. So like the inner child, the pure white unicorn. Yeah, so purification and innocence seem to be a theme. Okay, so we're going to get some cards to clarify what this activation is and how to work with it, how to embody it. Archangel Aniel and pink calcite with acceptance. The pink, I just saw 111 in the recording time, so yeah, definitely activation codes. But yeah, they're talking about acceptance here. Pink reminds me of innocence as well because it's very soft. Yeah, very, very innocent. I just keep getting that energy. Soft innocence. Actually feel that card moving around. The Untamed, Goddess Freya and Amber. I was going to say Divine Feminine could be significant. The Untamed with Freya here. That's Divine Feminine energy as well. So softness and innocence of the Divine Feminine within you. And we all have that, male and female. We all have it. Sacred Revolution, Goddess Kali and Black Obsidian. Okay, we've got some strong sort of dark feminine energy coming into, and dark doesn't always mean bad. In this case, Kali is like the transformer. She really is the destructive energy that through that chaos, new life can be birthed. She also helps to purify, especially with obsidian there. So there's something about divine power through the feminine principle specifically, and it's like merging and balancing the dark feminine and the light feminine. So healing, merging those together, connecting to the innocence of both is kind of what it feels like. Oh, they said move to the next deck. Okay, I'm gonna get some from okay, what is this? Surrender, passion flower. So you've got acceptance and surrender. So I think this is going to be revolutionary for you, group number 2. When you're able to surrender, when you're able to accept things, I think that that's what's going to purify a lot. Here I'm getting like heavy energy of purification, and I don't mean heavy in a bad way. I mean like just very strong energy of purification. No way, cat's claw purification. You see what I mean? I feels it, I says it, and then here it is, confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. So quick. Yeah, so there's a lot of purification happening. I was getting that from the unicorn as well that they were showing me. The white unicorn to me always represents purification. And it is a balancing of the light and dark. That's what they're showing me, because this black energy of the black jaguar, black panther, and the black obsidian in the Goddess Kali card, it very much is this protective balancing of the duality. Yeah, they're showing me the 2 owls here in this card, right? It's the duality, darkness and light. And integrating those things within yourself creates this pure essence. That's what they're showing me, pure essence. Okay, what else? What else does group number 2 need to know, Spirit? Patience. This isn't a unicorn, but that's what I saw when I first looked at the card. It's a white horse. So again, this is confirmation of what I was seeing. It's the purification. It does take some patience. They're showing me this symbol right here, like a pine cone radiating. So this is talking about purification of the third eye. The masculine principle is the 5-pointed star, and the feminine principle is the 6-pointed star. So there's something about this, again, it's like balancing these dualities, the light and dark, the masculine, the feminine, the light and dark feminine itself as well. So there's so much harmonization going on here within this activation for you, group number 2. But yeah, I cannot overstate how powerful the energy of purification is in this reading. It's really like almost all I can feel is purification. Purification. So that's why they want you to surrender and accept this, to like kind of let it do its thing, because it's through kind of relaxing into the process and not tensing up that will help the energy move through a lot more easily. And that's going to create this revolution, this very sacred revolution for you. It takes time. They're reiterating that message. So for some of you, you may have become frustrated with this process or impatient in some way because maybe it's uncomfortable to really kind of surrender and relax and be in that receptive mode. And especially when things are coming up to be purified, it can be like a purging process that is uncomfortable. And it's hard to relax when those things are coming up or coming in, right? So that's why they're asking for a lot of surrender here, or they're recommending a lot of surrender here, because that's going to help you to embrace this gift, is what they just called it. Yeah, it's a gift. It's a gift of purification, a gift of release and surrender, to be able to hone this unified principle, the unified whole within the self, unified whole. Feel that card. Destiny, Echinacea. I'm getting the energy of as above, so below. They're showing me like a cycle, like the rain cycle. This came up in a members reading, actually. It was like the water cycle, the cycle of water, how it goes, comes from it condenses, and then it rains, and then it goes into the water, and then it evaporates. Remember learning about that in like grade whatever science class? Yeah, something about that is significant here. And that's kind of like the feminine cycle, right? Feminines, we go through cycles, we go through monthly cycles, but they're talking about larger cycles as well, larger cycles of the feminine. Oh, this could be related to, what is it, the Kali Yuga? The 26,000-ish year cycle, the Age of Enlightenment. They said, yeah, okay, so this does have to do with that. We have inner peace. That's so weird. These cards were like magnetically stuck together. That was the weirdest feeling. I wish I could share that with you viscerally, how I felt it. It was like there was like an electric charge between these two, and they were like pulled together. Yeah, every time I put it down, it still feels like that a little bit. That's so weird. It's like static or something. Chamomile, inner peace. Chamomile. Yeah, they're talking a lot about this, like surrender, inner peace, like being soft, soft. That's going to help this. And you have lion's mane with leadership. Leadership could be significant to this. I'm seeing the scales in the background there. So it's like, again, balancing out these two sides, light and dark, feminine, masculine, etc. They keep showing me the water. See the water pouring from the jug into the ocean? Something about the water is significant here. Water cycles, possibly lunar cycles. They said the waters of life, and then they showed me this card, and she's like pouring water out of this bowl. Waters of life. Okay. I think there's coding in that, and I'm not going to try and unpack it right now. I'm just going to move to the next deck. Over here, the goddess deck. We've already got Goddess Freya and Goddess Kali, so there's a lot to do with goddess energy here. I'm feeling these two cards. That's so weird. These two felt stuck together too. What is going on? What is that, Spirit? Why? Why are these cards feeling sticky or like they're magnetized? Oh, they said duality of attraction. It's like, yeah, it's like polar opposites are magnetizing. Right. It's like magnets and they kind of like stick together. There's some kind of an energy charge. Yeah, like look, it's doing it again. I wish I could give you guys this feeling. It feels like there's magnets in these cards, and you know that like feeling of like slight resistance when you go to pull a magnet apart? It happened there, it's happening here. This is so bizarre. This has never happened in a reading before. Wow. Okay. My Bago, the warrior saint. I am a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. Okay. Warrior feminine energy for sure. That's sort of connected to the dark feminine, but there can also be peaceful warrior energy as well. That kind of came up in group 1 actually. Oh, I had a feeling this card was going to come out because when I was shuffling this got bent. The reason this is here is because YouTube will sometimes demonetize or flag videos if there's any nudity in them. And a lot of these cards will have nudity, especially the female body tends to get flagged a lot. I feel this impulse right now, like I need to rip this off. There's something about like purification through innocence, embracing the physical body, embracing the pure essence of the self, not hiding or feeling shame. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's rip it off. Screw it, YouTube, if you're going to demonetize this, frick you. Free the nipple. Yes, no. Anyway, sorry, I forgot to read this one. We have Akilanda, the goddess of never not broken. Everything happens for my liberation. I choose to become only more love. Yeah, I feel like purification from shame or purification from, distortions around the female essence. We have Rabia, the queen of saintly women. I am in service of divine love. I move the way love asks me to move. Okay. And interesting that she's wearing the hijab, which is like covering up. And I know that there's nothing wrong with that, right? Especially as it's related to certain beliefs and religion. But I'm seeing this, again, it's like covering up versus being exposed in your innocence. Purification through innocence. They keep saying that. Okay. Gonna get some angel cards as well. Take back your power. This is so huge. Take back your power. Archangel Raziel, use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. I feel like this is allowing yourself to be wild and free. Your inner innocence is taking back that power so that you can liberate yourself, so that you can feel in your sovereignty, in your personal power, surrendering to the flow of your natural essence, but not allowing anything to have power over you from the outside. Because when you accept things through the inside, when you balance them within yourself, this process becomes easier to sort of combat on the outside. You're less likely to be controlled. You're less likely to be shamed or guilted into doing things that you don't feel aligned with because you've balanced that energy within yourself. Yeah, you know what to do. This is you trusting your own intuition. This is part of this purification process, and this light body or light wing activation is helping you to really trust yourself and surrender to what you know and feel is right, and to fight back against any distorted control systems. Archangel Uriel, trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Oh my gosh, there's 4 more. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, I just felt kind of pulled to look. Clear your space, Archangel Jophiel, get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use Feng Shui. I think this is part of the purification process. Could be literally purifying your space. Visualize white light cleansing your space, group number 2. I just saw that visually. They were showing me somebody walking around a house, visualizing white light filling all of the rooms. That's extremely purifying. So you want to cleanse your space and your physical body, because this is what this activation is facilitating and necessitating. So it's bringing in the white light, which is purifying, but it also requires that you purify to support that. Does that make sense? It's like both at the same time. Chakra clearing. Yes, exactly. The white light is very clearing and purifying. If you are called to do Reiki or receive Reiki, this could be the time to do it. Group number 2, this will help with the purification process as well as the activation of this higher frequency light in your body, your light body. So Archangel Metatron says, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. You might want to look into some sacred geometry that resonates with you, see how that activates you as well. Power codes, they said, power codes. Breathe. Archangel Raphael takes several deep breaths. I literally had to take a deep breath right before saying that. And halfway through reading the sentence, I realized I was like, because I've just been like channeling so quick all at once and I haven't been really breathing. Okay, let's take a deep breath. Group number 2 together, because it feels like this is part of that surrender, slowing down, having patience, because this energy is intense and I can feel that. And that's why I start like, I get motor mouth when I do these types of readings, because the energy is so intense that it comes through me and I'm like going a million miles a minute. My mind is going even faster than my mouth can keep up with sometimes. So Archangel Raphael talking about healing here. So again, chakra healing, physical purification or detox, decluttering your space. They've recommended all these things. Those could be helpful. Breathing is purifying is what they're telling me, especially fresh air. So breathing in deep, full belly breaths of fresh air is very purifying to the body. That oxygenation has codes in it, they're telling me. Okay, so it says take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns. Yeah, so you're really awakening your pure innocence, your they said prime light. They said prime light. Okay. Releasing old patterns, that's part of this purification for sure. All is well. Archangel Jeremiah, everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. Especially if you've been having any stress, group number 2, around this purification process. I think that's why they brought through the patience card and all is well. And that, that there's support here. There's a lot of love here, a lot of resources, a lot of support energetically and physically, they said, okay. And physically, that are helping you to do this process, to go through this purification with as much ease and grace as is humanly possible, or should I say, as is godly possible. Leadership. Wow, you have 2 leadership cards. This is a big message, group 2. So this is activating you to a level of leadership. Archangel Gabriel, it is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. So this could be calling you, this light body activation could be calling you to activate to this higher level leadership in your life. Let's get some information on that. I'm curious about leadership because they're bringing that message through strongly, but I'm not sure what kind of leadership. 9 of coins. Okay, peaceful abundance, they said in my head, and I saw 1711, which is an activation code of peace, surrender, serenity, trust, like all of that. 9 of coins, very abundant energy. So I feel like you are meant to be in a state of inner peace, group number 2. And this is kind of how you're going to lead others. Maybe it's being financially resourceful and having that peace to be able to support others or just to exude that energy into the collective. Perhaps this is you being in a leadership position that gives you financial freedom. I'm seeing that with the 9 of Pentacles. So I have to say that. Feels like financial freedom. It could also be like physical freedom from any hang-ups that you've had around the physical body, perhaps, fearing seeing yourself naked. I just got that message coming through, so I have to say it. I don't know if that's for everyone, but I got that. So being free to love your body, that's what it feels like. Loving your physical material self, they said. Wow. And finding peace in that. It's like unconditional love and this peace and acceptance and this purification of all of these distorted mind traps around, I'm not good enough, or there's shame in my nudity, or there's shame in this and that, or something like attachments to those things. It's interesting. Seven of Swords, talk about the shadow, right? Like there's light and dark here. We can see the shadow and the monster in the shadow. So this is smoking it out. They said, look at the smoke signals or the smoke rising in the background, and they gave me the word smoke signals. So this was ways for people to communicate in indigenous times through, well, even now today too, through smoke at a distance. They're saying pay attention to the smoke signals. You guys actually might do well to cleanse with smoke if you have sage, cedar, Palo Santo, incense. They just told me somebody actually did that earlier today. So one or perhaps many of you who have been drawn to this reading recently just cleansed your house. And this is confirmation. Hey, you're doing exactly as you're called. You're following your intuition. You know what to do. You know what to do. You take the lead in your life. You feel it and then you do it, right? Beautiful. Page of Swords. This could be about communication because we did have Archangel Gabriel. And this is, he, she, it, they is the archangel of communication. So you could be called to communicate something that you are embodying or that you're learning. You could be called to share. I'm getting breath work as well. Air, the air, element of air. Smoke is air. Page of Swords is the element of air. Breathing is air. Yeah, there's something about the air element being purifying, and it purifies down to the physical level, into the physical realm, the earthly, the material. What is this leadership? Page of Cups. The white rabbit with the string in its mouth is really standing out to me. And he's holding this bowl of water, which, didn't we see that? Yeah, we saw that here. Okay, so there's a symbol, there's a synchronicity there around the bowl of water. Something about a bowl of water is significant here. Maybe scrying could be significant. Scrying is like a form of divination. It's kind of like crystal ball gazing, but you look into a bowl of water. Some of you may be called to do that. Or this could be a representation of purification, because the bowl of water is like, water is purifying, air is purifying, something about the elements. But yeah, I want to go back to this bunny here. The white rabbit to me always signifies breaking free from the matrix, really following the cord and getting yourself free or loose. Yeah. You've got the Three of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So healing the shadow. Look, we have another shadow. Some shadow work going on here, but the light helps to illuminate. The light helps you see the shadow for what it is. It helps to reduce the distortion, and you're going to be stepping into a leadership position through this activation. Lightning is activation. Look, she's got the wings here. Yeah, okay. And healing any wing trauma. Oh, wing trauma. On the left-hand side is the divine feminine polarity of the body. Okay, so I went to pick up this card to show you guys because they just drew my attention back to it. It was sitting off camera. 2222 on the recording time as I just looked up there. You got the white wings here, right? These are angelic wings. And then under that we have divine order. And then everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion to see the underlying order. And then underneath that, which was actually when I picked up this card, it picked it up to this card. Archangel Ariel, do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you're ready to soar. And it literally says, spread your wings. Spread your wings. So you're being called to surrender to this purification process because it's going to help you spread your wings and step into some kind of a leadership position or leadership, just embodiment. There's so many different ways we can interpret the energy or the word, even leadership. It doesn't have to be that you're leading groups of people. It can just be that you are sovereign in your own life and you lead yourself. You're not a follower. You're not, they said, beholden to others and their expectations, or even like these societal imprints of shame or guilt. Yeah, there's something about divine order that's all taking place here. There's victory in this. Okay. Yeah, so healing some wing trauma, purification around that. They're saying purification around self-deception as well, like not being able to discern what was right for you, not knowing what to do. This was because of distortions in the light body. they said thought distortions. Okay, so distortions in the light body can disconnect you from yourself, from your own inner innocence, your own purity, and that makes it very hard to trust your intuition. So this is going to be an enhancement of your intuition, cleanse and purification of the physical body, the light body, and your physical space. And I'm seeing a lot more clarity of mind. The pineal gland is in the brain, the physical brain. So I'm seeing a lot more capacity to connect psychically. I did mention divination, like scrying. So I think a lot of psychic information is going to come through to you, group number 2. This purification process is going to help you see more clearly, clairvoyantly. All right. And this is destined for you because it's part of your leadership role. It's part of your God-given gift, they just said. It's part of your natural soul's ability. So you're going to have a lot more clarity of thought. And that could put you into a leadership position, possibly where you're guiding others or communicating information, being a messenger of some kind, or a seer even, you know. So take it as it resonates, but there's some kind of a leadership opportunity here or potential for your soul to step into, and it's very destined and divinely guided and ordered. All is well. Okay, so before you go, let's do some healing is actually what they're calling me to do. The activation was in the messages and the information, but the healing is what they want me to focus on specifically for you, group 2, because there was some wing trauma there on the left-hand side. Okay, so deep breaths. I'm going to start going in. If you wish to consent to this healing, simply check in with yourself and your intuition. You know what to do. If it feels right and it's the right time and I'm the right person, you can just say yes in your head, nod your head, or what feels right for you. If it doesn't feel like I'm the right person or it's the right time, trust that, and it's okay. You don't have to receive it. Okay. All right. So for those of you who are ready to receive the healing, I'm going to bring that through now. So bringing through a chakra cleanse. Okay, so I'm a Reiki master in holographic Usui Reiki, which is a branch of Reiki that is psychic. So I bring through the highest divine light in alignment with Source Creator God, and the natural universal life force energy in its divinely aligned state, bringing that through. Vertical power current activation, pillar of white light, bringing that down around the body, through the body, encompassing the back of the wings there, especially on the left-hand side. I see some severance there. There's some wing trauma for sure. Okay. They're saying implications. I'm not sure how that relates to wing trauma. Implications, something implicated against you. Guilt and shame. They keep giving me the energy of guilt and shame. That's what wounded this innocence. Okay, so deep shame wounds. So we're healing that now. Supporting you in healing that. Yeah, you are a powerful divine creator. Remember that innocent purity within yourself. Release and purify, transmute out that guilt and shame that wounded you, dear beloved. Know that you are safe and protected. You are loved unconditionally, and you are welcome. You are welcome here. You are welcome in the light. Welcome yourself back in again. Embrace your pure essence with no shame. See your beauty inside and out. See yourself for who you are. You are divine. You are perfect and imperfect. This is part of the duality. See your shadow and hold space for it. Love it just as much as you love the light. This is the unifying principle that releases distortion of the shadow body and the shadow imprints. Be the light, be the light, be the light. Adonai. And so it is. Okay. Yes. All right, guys, that is what I have for you today. Thank you, group number 2, for being here. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this supported you in your healing and in your embodiment of your light. Thank you for being here on the channel and on Earth at this time, supporting this light embodiment. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi, group 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the particular wings that have more of like an amethyst hue to them. It's a little bit more purpley. And the image was almost like more grainy or realistic than the other two. The other two were like this sort of like sort of almost like blown out or burnished type of energy, and yours is a little bit more crisp or harsh even, but like very, very detailed. So I'm feeling energetically that is significant. There's something, a message in that for you, group number 3. So when it comes to your light body and your wing activation here today, it's going to be crystal clear is what they're telling me. It's going to be very crisp, and they're saying pay attention to details. So there's something about the details, and hopefully we'll be able to get some more information about that from the cards. So let's do that. Starting with this deck here. So for group number 3, Spirit, what is going on here with this wing activation and the crystal clear angel amethyl and blue obsidian with revelation, crystal angel number 444, and I held it up right at 111. So there's been so many like number synchronicities that have been going on. These are like angel codes or soul blueprint codes. Okay, so revelation. They said book of Revelation. Something to do with the Bible could be significant. That could have codes for you. Her eye ever open, goddess Tara and Tibetan quartz, crystal goddess number 888. Her eye ever open. Crystal clear does remind me of the third eye, like being able to see something in HD detail is what they're showing me. It's like Blu-ray, literally Blu-ray, like not Blu-ray DVDs. They're saying Blu-ray coding, like the Blu-ray, blue obsidian, something about Blu-ray. Okay, so pay attention to that. Sacred ecosystem, ascended master Kathumi and moss agate, crystal master number 333. Moss agate. I feel like there's an overhaul going on, group number 3, an overhaul, and it's like it's cleaning up your third eye. I'm seeing that really clearly. Blu-ray activations, they keep saying that. I think Ascended Master Jesus, Yeshua, was a Blu-ray. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm kind of getting that vibe. So there's something about Blu-ray. Daring Rebirth, Goddess Ishtar and Astrophyllite, crystal goddess number 888. You have 2 888s, 333, and 444. Sensitivity, Ascended Master Lady Nada and Rhodochrosite, crystal master 333. So 2 333s now. Okay. Yeah, you see what I mean? There's a cross here. I was getting that energy of something about the Bible. There's something in Revelations. There may be some coding in that for you. Group number 3. Ayahuasca Rebirth. Wow. Daring Rebirth. Wow. I forgot that this card was here. They said look down. Rebirth and daring rebirth. And when you're talking about ayahuasca, that is a very daring rebirth. I've never done it myself, but that's like a super intense DMT release in the brain, and it activates the soul to higher states of consciousness awareness. So I think this is kind of what they're talking about here with Her Eye Ever Open. Massive, massive psychic upgrades, group 3. So you guys are going through, and even, oh yeah, that's right. The color of the image you chose was a little more purpley. That is the color of the third eye. It's like a purpley indigo color, sort of bluey purple. Okay. Okay. Starting to see puzzle pieces fitting together in your reading, group 3. They keep saying Jesus was a Blu-ray. So I was getting that message earlier, but I wasn't sure. Now I'm seeing it. So there's something about... They're showing me the snake here and the baby, so something, and the angel. Christed energy is important here. It doesn't have to be about Jesus himself. It's the Christ. Christed energy is like this consciousness of unity. It is this higher awareness. Rose with love, the dove of peace in the corner there too. Significant, very significant. That's like the Holy Spirit. They're talking a lot about that energy here. And it's not about religion. It's like there's coding imprinted into those things if you have an eye to see it. And I think because your eye is ever opening, group number 3, you're going to have an eye to see that. They said allow your intuition to guide you to revelation. There's something about that. And that will lead to an actual revelation, right? Where you're able to see something more clearly, or there's something shifting in your inner ecosystem, in the mind, in the brain, specifically in the brain, that is creating this rebirth. Very, very powerful rebirth. And your sensitivity is increasing. So your ability to see, your ability to feel as well, because we've got that love energy here and sensitivity with Lady Nada. This is very heart-based. High heart, they said. High heart, okay. This is a massive rebirth. Wow. I knew the snake was significant. Nettle, action. You see the snake here in both these cards. One here, one here. This could be a Kundalini activation. The snake can sometimes represent that. It can be about shedding your skin. That is for sure a rebirth. Yeah. It's interesting because in the other two readings, the messages were coming in so hard and fast that I was like having trouble keeping up with them. In yours, it's almost like things are a bit fragmented. I'm getting the pieces of the puzzle. I'm seeing the connections between these things, but I almost just like hit a roadblock there. And so I feel like there's something that's purifying out of the mental body that is going to make it easier for you to see something clearly. Like there was some distortions there, maybe that were blurring your vision or obscuring your vision or blocking it entirely. So especially if you don't have access to your psychic sight, this is going to be an activation that gives you back progressive development of the third eye, is what they're telling me. Progressive development of the third eye. And I just got deja vu. So that's a big confirmation that this is going to be massively life-changing. It is a massive rebirth. Your whole ecosystem is going to change, the whole way that you operate, your reality as well, because when you see things differently, you shift realities, you shift timelines. Okay, we got those two cards. Just falling out here, so psilocybin. Okay, so you have ayahuasca and psilocybin. These are both consciousness activations or substances that can help to expand the consciousness and enhance your psychic abilities. Use with discretion, I want to say. Use with discretion. If you are not ready for this level of activation, your body will tell you no. And it can bring up some of that darkness. You might have to face the inner snake. But if you feel ready to use these psychic substances, these holy transmitters, they said, it can facilitate growth of the psychic chakra system and the ability to see beyond the physical reality. But like I remember when I was younger, I did mushrooms for the first time way before I was ready, way before I understood what it meant as like a recreational fun thing. And I can tell you it was not fun. I had one of those bad trips that they talk about. And it was because I wasn't ready yet to address some of the psychic trauma that had gone on from these past lives. And now if I do like a small microdose, it's a lot smoother and I'm just able to really enhance my own natural psychic abilities. I'm already kind of like that all the time now. It's like I'm constantly having a mushroom trip. Like I see things with my waking eyes. I see things in my inner eye. I see things when my eyes are sort of like behind the eyes. So there's so many different layers to it. But yeah, just be cautious with that, I want to say. But there's something about this that's going to be significant either now or in the future, group number 3, that's going to really, really unlock or activate your psychic potential. Tobacco offering. I heard sacred practices. So this needs to be, if you're going to be using these substances, and I'm not a doctor and I'm legally not allowed to say that to do them or anything like that, but the recommendation is to use these substances with the intention of this sacred unlocking and to trust yourself to know when and how, right? It needs to be a sacred ecosystem for that to happen as well. So setting and the people you're with is really important. So don't do it recreationally. Don't do it for fun. Don't do it to like get your kicks. You know, this is a sacred thing and it needs to be treated with that level of reverence. It needs to be, it needs to be sacred. They just keep saying that. And I think most of you probably already know that, but I just have to say it as a disclaimer. Amaterasu, the goddess of light. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. Yes, we are indeed. So I feel like you're going to be seeing clearly and everything and everyone is going to become a mirror. That's another way of using that psychic sight and that increased sensitivity to see beyond what is physically being presented to you in your reality and your ecosystem, and actually being able to adjust that because you are using that as a reference point to understand the inner self better. And that's really what these psychedelic drugs or substances, I shouldn't call them drugs, I don't like that word, psychedelic substances can help you to do in that way. Or even just meditation, even just opening and unlocking your third eye without any substances involved. Like, you can get the same effects, like I said. Like, when I meditate, it's like I'm on mushrooms. Reality just warps, everything, time and space, like, stand still. My body feels huge and massive. I see things, like huge visions and stuff like that. So you don't necessarily need these substances to access that. It's just, they can be like sort of training wheels at certain points, or like rocket launchers, depending on kind of how you're using them. Oh, Sekhmet, the Red Lady. I am pure strength. I honor my anger by giving voice to it. Sekhmet is a powerful protector. So I feel like this is connected to the rebirth for sure. They're showing me the eye. She's got the, see the Eye of Horus there? So yeah, this is the third eye awakening for sure. Sekhmet's going to help you with that for somehow. Like, she's telling me that. And then you've got white buffalo calf woman, the prophetess of the sacred way. Again, they're talking a lot about doing things in a sacred way, doing it in an indigenous way, perhaps, or respecting they said Mother Gaia, but I was going to say respecting the energy of the plant, respecting the energy of like the ceremony. It feels like very ritualistic, very sacred, very ancient. So she says, my heart is a compass. The path of love is true abundance. Some of you may be unlocking indigenous roots, sacred rituals that your soul was within in Egypt, in I'm seeing like Japan here. I'm not sure if this Amaterasu is actually Japanese, but I'm seeing Japan codes, Egypt codes, and Native American codes as well. Indigenous codes, yeah. Ananda Mayama, the joy permeated mother. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. Yeah, so I think this is you really, opening up that sacred portal, being able to see and be your own guru. Because when your third eye is open, you don't really need anybody else to tell you anything. Sometimes confirmation is nice, right? It just helps to confirm that truth. It just helps to reflect it back to us, mirror it back. But like, I don't go to anyone else for guidance very often. And if I do, it kind of just shows up for me through spirits, like synchronicities, or through people just mirroring back. But like I don't really look to other gurus for information. I just follow my soul because I know that I'm connected to that truth. So I'm seeing that here for you in this activation as well of the light body and the wings. It's giving you back access to your own inner truth so that you're less reliant on outside sources for information and truth, and instead you're able to really see that from within. And then if you need, or if you receive confirmation on the outside, it just solidifies that. Claircognizance. Archangel Uriel, pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. So yeah, you're definitely stepping into new states of consciousness here. Claircognizance is kind of like higher level clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is visual primarily. Clairsentience I'm getting as well, and then claircognizance, which is the ability to know. It's like big package downloads, where clairvoyance, you're seeing something visually. Clairaudience, you're hearing it auditorily, or you're channeling it verbally. Clairsentience, you're feeling it in the body, or you're feeling it emotionally through the sensations therein. Claircognizance, like a big package. You just know something, and you just, like, there's no question in your mind. You just know it. And these are gifts of God. Bottom of the deck, gifts from God. Archangel Sandalphon, we angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. So that you're definitely being offered something here, the offering card, and this being offered to you. You're being offered some kind of a sacred revelation that's going to help you to go through a massive rebirth in terms of your consciousness and your ability to trust yourself. So let's see if there's any recommendations for how you're going to do that. We're going to go into the Tarot of the Divine for group number 3. Page of Cups. Feels like a sacred ritual of some kind. I keep getting that energy. Sacred ritual. 7 of Coins. Mayan culture. You have so many different cultures that I'm being drawn to in your reading group number 3. So you might even be drawn to travel and be activated by these different cultures. And they open up these different aspects of the soul blueprint, and they help you remember the truth of yourself. That's kind of what I'm getting. The Hierophant. This is kind of like the Guru card, and she's reminding me of White Buffalo Calf Woman. I feel like these are like the same energy from 2 different decks. Yeah, see? So there's definitely like shamanic is kind of the word. Yeah, shamanic. Shamanic, natural healing. Yeah, I'm getting a timeline that you were connected to. There's like multiple timelines. We've got like the Jesus timelines. We have the indigenous, the Egypt, Japan, Mayan. Wow. Even Indian timelines. Amazon. I'm getting Amazon as well. Wow. Layers and layers and layers within the collective mind that you're connecting to. 4 of Wands. Yeah, there's India again. So connecting to different layers of cultures that have sacred awareness, or where you have incarnated and you're unlocking those truths for yourself. Oh, okay. Temperance. I think you're harmonizing all of these things. You're kind of bringing it all together. You're bringing it all back into yourself is what I'm feeling. 8 of Coins. I'm feeling like you're freeing yourself from some pain imprints of the past around your psychic abilities. Wow, you have the High Priestess. Yeah, I was feeling like you're freeing yourself, like these swans are all taking off they're flying away from this pain. I'm seeing Celtic timelines as well. There's like all of these different timelines that you're very old soul, group number 3. You're an experienced soul is actually the term that I prefer, because time is not linear, so we can't really be old at soul level. But there's some stuff from the past that you are releasing. It's like it's all coming up. It's just like layers on layers on layers within the self, all of these different places you've been, all these lives you've lived, all this truth you know. And this is why you're your own guru, group number 3, is because you have so much experience, you have so much wisdom that's kind of like baked into the layers of your soul. And that's what they want you to unlock and to reconnect to. But there's probably some wounds here around fully stepping into your sensitivity, or unlocking that knowledge within you, or these different layers. It just takes a little bit of harmonization. 1911 on the timing. Yeah, so it's an activation for sure of that. But I'm seeing some purging, purification, and activation or reactivation of this psychic sight within you, and all of this information and wisdom that you have at soul level. Let your heart be the compass. They took me to that, and they showed me the love card again. So let your heart be your compass in this. Let love guide the way. Love is the highest truth. Really, truly, love is the highest truth. So if it doesn't come from love, that's a distortion. There's many different distortions, but the more you sort of weed through this and clean up the ecosystem, they keep bringing you back to the energy of ecosystem. This rebirth is going to purify and give you access to these higher truths within yourself. Yep. Okay. So let me see what they would like to bring through in terms of like activation or cleansing. What do you need? What do you need? Group 3. Let's see. Yeah, I'm seeing third eye activation. They're showing me the pineal gland and DMT. And the DMT is manufactured in the pineal gland, and so it's like increasing your access to DMT naturally, not needing these substances. I mean, those can excrete large amounts of it artificially, not artificially, but like they can kind of force that out. But I'm seeing an activation here of your light body and your wings to help you to rise higher into your own God-given truth. This is the offering. This is the God's gift that they want you to unlock or to tap into higher levels of. Because I feel like group number 3, if you're in this group, you probably have already seen stuff, like you've probably already unlocked some level of your clairs. And this is just kind of taking it to the next level. I think most of you in this group, you can already see, you can already feel, you can already sense and all that. So this is just taking it to the next level and healing some of the distortions from maybe many of these different lifetimes, and also unlocking the wisdom within those too. So it's like kind of a mixed bag or a package deal. But when you unlock these old timelines or these old incarnations, you get the wisdom, and then you can also transmute the pain and suffering and stuff like that. So you're really only left with the good stuff. Okay, so all will be revealed, they're saying. All right, so for those of you who are ready for this activation, it's going to be a third eye activation. If you are ready to receive this, check in with yourself, trust your intuition to know if it's the right time, if I'm the right person, if this is the right, opportunity for you. Then you can just nod your head or say yes in your mind, telepathically, energetically. That will allow you to receive this, okay? And if it's not the right time, or I'm not the right person, or whatever it happens to be, that's totally fine. You just say no, or you shake your head, whatever you feel right, okay? Okay, so bringing that through now. So anchoring an attunement and activation of the third eye chakra through multiple layers of the soul blueprint to unlock wisdom from within the self and give access to the higher mind, to a greater, broader understanding of the truth of yourself and the reality around you. The creation of your reality as a result will be revealed to you at a higher scale, higher level. Broadened and expanded truth, keeping love as your anchor point and guide, to move you through the different layers and distortions, seeing the truth within each distortion and extracting that truth, harmonizing that truth, bringing that forth within yourself, greater access to your own inner sight and ability to create your reality from that truth, as you are a divine creator being. And the clearer you can see and know, the easier it will be to manifest and see the timelines unfolding through you from within. All right. So blessings, blessings, blessings of safe awakening of the psychic sight at a gradual pace that is comfortable for you. So we don't blow any circuits. Very gentle, very easy, and yet powerful nonetheless. All right? There we are. So blessings, blessings, blessings. I did just hear a message about removing implants. I think for somebody in this group, actually there's a few, they're showing me 3 or 4 people here in this group that had implants in your third eye that were preventing you from seeing. So if you were drawn to this group and you don't see, or your vision clairvoyantly is distorted, or your intuition is distorted, that's because you had an implant that was placed there as a distortion to try and prevent you from stepping into your natural God-given gifts. We're going to remove that as well, okay? So for those 3 or 4 of you who are here that had the implant, we're going to take that out. Just understand that that was there as sort of a mechanism of fear. They used your own fear against you. They distorted the timelines to get you to fear your own power and your own psychic sight. So we're removing that now and connecting back to your true authentic sight, which is really very natural for you. Like, we would not be scared of just opening our eyes and seeing the world around us. In fact, it's quite the opposite. We're actually more scared of the darkness and not being able to see. So when we remove the implant, we're also removing that fear of being able to see and understanding that this is just your natural state of being. So there's nothing to fear. Okay? Especially when those distortions within the shadow self or the darker aspects of these timelines are removed. There's nothing to fear. So you'll be able to see, and you'll see clearly and with love. Okay, that is what I have for you, group number 3. These readings were so mega powerful. If you felt drawn to any of the other ones, check those out as well, but use your intuition. Of course, you're very intuitive, so I trust you to know to use that, okay? I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you so much blessings and protections through these activations for your psychic sight and beyond. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading.